All right, we'll find our comfy spot in the chair. Like your drawers up before you sit down if you need to do that. And we're going to find a place where you can feel grounded in your chair. So your feet are flat on the floor. The spine is long, and if you tend to kind of put your head forward a lot, see if you can kind of bring it back, bring the chin in slightly. So it feels like some effort. You know, that's how I usually decide whether or not I am just following all these habits, these motions that I are kind of automatic, is to kind of do the opposite and go to a point where there feels like there's some effort there. But if you're not prone to slouching and you're not prone to like a forward head, then maybe that's not something you have to worry about. So our seat bones are pointed straight down into the chair. The belly is slightly toned. You can rest your hands in your lap. And you want to get your feet so they can be flat on the floor. And if the floor is hard to reach, maybe you move a little bit closer to the edge of the chair, or you place something underneath your feet to bring the floor up to you. And close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And then resist the urge of bowing the head during these kinds of things. Like it's kind of my go-to. I don't know how that started, but in a lot of poses, I kind of dangle my head. I kind of forget about my neck as being this extension of my spine, and I just let that go. We want to keep the whole spine in its natural curves without kind of hanging on anything. Bring your awareness to your feet, and you can pick up all the toes and spread them wide and lower. You can do that a couple times, just kind of wiggling the toes. When you pick up the toes, notice the different places where your feet either lose contact with the floor or kind of press harder into the floor. So the toes are lifting and spreading. Good. We're going to roll to the outside of the foot. So I have to bring my knees wide to do that, but and then you can rock to the inside and outside. Just rocking side to side on the foot. Good. And then notice any sensations. And back to our tall spine, if you have lost it here when you're concentrating on your feet. And you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them, whatever's more comfortable for you. But you can imagine drawing a circle around the room in front of you with your nose. So you're just going to circle. And you can spiral in or out. And go kind of slow so you can feel things. How many of you have, kind of gone fast and went, ooh, that hurt, we've already kind of gone too far before we notice what's going on. Is that just me? Kind of getting this awareness of our body. And then we'll circle in the other direction. I notice myself going fast in certain things, but don't really need to go fast. And I don't know where this mindset has come from. Maybe just the society or whatever, but I'll like rush through things. try not to rush through our practice. And then we'll come back to our upright spine, the center here. And we'll take a moment to set an intention for practice, or say an affirmation, or dedicate this practice to someone. Dedicating should be pretty easy because there's a lot of people that really, really need it. Send some love out. And then we'll come back to noticing the breath. Notice where you feel movement of the breath. And I think the breath is so underrated, really. I mean, it's starting to get more noteworthy, more mainstream, you know, kind of doctors and ideas of you know, breathing techniques to help relax the body, or even instead of painkillers, you know, you can use breath and focusing on the breath to kind of relieve pain. So you can allow your eyes to open if you'd like. Keep them closed the whole practice if you want, if that helps you. We're going to bring the hand, I'm going to start with my left, out to the side, and we'll start to take some wrist rolls. We'll start to raise the arm. Now, don't worry about going up super high just yet. You can kind of inhale, bring it up. Reverse your wrist roll as you exhale and bring it down. And we'll switch sides. It's raining here now, and my joints are definitely reacting to the running around the arena yesterday and the rain today. Sounds like I have a gravel road in my wrist. We'll sweep both arms up. Take a big inhale as you raise the arms, and exhale. Bring the hands to the heart. Well, back to our wrist rolls here. Inhale as you raise. Now, if you want, and it's accessible to you, you take a side bend at the top. And you wrist roll right back down. Switching sides. Sweep both arms up, big inhale. We're going to push the ceiling away, get really tall through the spine, and we'll exhale and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. Exhale again and fold. Sweep both arms up, still lengthening through the spine as you raise up. Exhale, hands come together and up to the heart. Super. Take some wrist rolls. Switching sides. Sweep both arms up. Push the ceiling away, super tall through the spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. So the shoulder blades are coming down the back. Crown of the head is still very, very extension of the spine here. And then exhale and fold. Sweep both arms up. And then we're going to exhale and twist to the right. I'm pretty close to the wall here, so I have to kind of bend my right arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Back to our wrist rolls. So I've never done Bikram yoga, or however you pronounce that. Everybody pronounces it different, it seems, switching sides. But they have, I think, 20-something poses that you do twice and 2 breathing techniques that you do every class. And I'm like, some people would think that's boring. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. But doing it the same way, same poses every class. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Sweep the arms up. I think there's some benefit to doing the poses the same every class. Twist to the right, exhale. Because you kind of see where you are each time. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side, left. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale and bring one knee up. I start on my right typically. Squeeze that right knee in, and we'll take some ankle rolls here. We're keeping the spine still tall and the chest lifted. So you get to see kind of any kind of progressions or changes. And then you get the muscle memory, switch direction of your ankle here. We'll inhale the arms up, release the right leg. And then we'll exhale, snatch the left leg here, snatch the knee, lift the knee and the chest. And we'll ankle roll on this side. You know, I really liked the strong classes because, you know, we had the same exact class, every class for weeks and weeks and weeks, but you got to see where you progressed. You got to see your strength in certain things, or where you're like, oh my God, these push-ups are killing me. And then, you know, all of a sudden you can do them and they're easier. Switch direction of your ankle roll. And then we'll release the left leg. We'll sweep the arms up on the inhale. And we'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then left arm out to the left. We'll take some wrist rolls. So my plan is to try to make myself a little routine. Maybe it's a sun salutations or something that I'm going to try to do every day. Get myself motivated, switching sides. Yeah, I don't want to blame it on quarantine stuff, and I don't want to blame it on society because, you know, my life hasn't really changed all that much. Sweep the arms up. I'm very fortunate in that way. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift or flat back. Exhale again and fold. Sweep both arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. We're going to exhale, bring one knee up, give it a squeeze, and then we're going to inhale and extend that leg. So you can bring your arms up if you'd like. So the leg is out straight, foot is flexed, and then we'll finally lower that heel down to the floor, and we'll place our hands on the opposite thigh. Tall spine first, and then you have the option to hinge forward. So the spine is still long, kind of leading with the chest. And we'll take a few breaths here. And then, so like I was saying earlier, if you have the tendency to kind of round through the neck, keep your head in line with your spine. I got a lazy neck, I think is what it is. We'll sweep the arms up, bring that leg back in. We'll grab the other one for a squeeze here. Inhale, extend that leg. Foot is flexed, sitting up tall. And then we'll exhale, lower, and bring your hands to your thigh. You can hinge forward if you want, keeping the spine long. So I had 2 mirrors behind me, and I felt like it was a little bit too busy behind me, and I think I'm going to kind of move some things around, make it a little bit look better. So I moved the mirrors to that wall, which is actually kind of cool because I can see that I'm notoriously, I mean, I talk about slouching all the time, notorious sloucher. I moved them to the side wall here, and now I can see if my back is straight. So if you're a sloucher, you got a mirror, or even sometimes you can probably put a TV there and kind of see your reflection. It's kind of good to see where your body is in space if you kind of have this disconnect like I do. We'll sweep the arms up, bring your heel back, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good. So we're going to extend the right leg, foot is flexed, and we're going to twist to the right. So bringing the hands to the heart still, we're twisting to the right. We'll inhale to center, extend the left leg, twist to the left. We're gonna go back and forth following the breath. Inhale brings you back to center. You switch the leg, so now my right leg is out, and I'm going to twist to the right. Inhale, center, right leg comes back. Exhale, left leg extends, twist to the left. Just gonna go back and forth here. And then we'll come back to center when you've done both sides a couple of times. You can release and shake your arms out. Some shoulder rolls to the back. And we'll bring the legs wide. So knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Tucking the belly in so the back is flat. So not leaning forward. Back is flat, knees are staying wide. So you might notice as you start to come up, your knees want to come in. So we're making an effort to keep the knees wide. Now, they don't have to be as wide as mine are right now. You can have them in anywhere that's comfortable. You know, we want to have maybe a little bit of effort, but we don't want to hurt anything. Tucking the belly in, we'll bring our arms up to goddess arms. So for me, like I'll be focusing on my arms and my legs fall in, or I'll focus on my legs and my arms get noodly. So we want to kind of keep everything kind of track of everything. So you might have to go and kind of look around a little bit. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. You can bring your gaze up. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the elbows wide, squeezing the shoulder blades together as we come down. We'll inhale, come up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades as your arms come down. Really nice. Everybody looks great. Inhale the arms up. Let's do 2 more on the exhales here. Bring it down, squeezing the elbows in or shoulder blades in. You can squeeze your elbows in and keep your arms wide. You got things mastered for sure. Bring your elbows wide and then relax them down. Shake it out, take some shoulder rolls. Now we'll bring the legs together, the feet touching, the shins touching, legs together, really tight, and we're squeezing everything in. Now, if you have a block or something, you could do it that way too. It's kind of like thigh master situation. We're squeezing everything in. So if you have a block, stick a block in there, or your water bottle or something, but something so your thighs, your inner thighs have to actively work. If you can make that happen by just squeezing your legs together, perfect. I don't think everybody needs a block for that, but it helps me to focus. So squeezing everything in towards the midline. We're going to take your arms and we're going to squeeze them in towards the midline. We'll inhale. So I have my thumbs crossed. You don't have to do that, but for me, it helps to kind of keep everything in. So squeezing the legs together, the arms together. We'll inhale, raise the arms, and then exhale, lower the arms. Let's do 4 more of those. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And last one. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. We'll release the block, release your arms, shake them out. Take some shoulder rolls again. We'll open up the arms wide. Legs are in our mountain pose here. Open up the arms wide. Give yourself a hug. You can bring your chin towards your chest. Kind of roll one ear over to one shoulder and back. And rolling the chin down, then one ear to one shoulder. So you can go back and forth, or you can hold. Hold for a couple breaths on each side. And then come back to center. We're going to open up the arms wide again. And we're going to switch our grip here. So if one arm was on top, you're going to grab the other arm will be on top this time. Same thing. So if you spent a lot of time over to one side, maybe spend more time to the other. You can bring your chin towards the chest. One ear to one shoulder. And then we'll release, open up the arms wide, shake them out as we lower. And then shoulder rolls. This is kind of one area where I tend to notice that a lot of people, once they get that area tense, the upper neck here, it's kind of hard to get it back down. You kind of want to focus on letting it come down. And you can give yourself a little neck massage here. So we've been working with this area and between the shoulder blades. So you're going to just reach in and give yourself a little massage. Probably notice knots you didn't even realize you had. Okay. We'll come back to our mountain pose. Belly is engaged, spine is long. The crown of the head is your highest point. And then we will rock to stand here. Or rocking is not the right word, I guess, because I don't want us to rock, but if you need to rock, you can. You're reaching forward and then starting to come up. And then bring the booty back down. So very slow motion rocking, I guess. You can come up more and then down. So it's like squats with the assistance of a chair. And then all the way down, and then we'll come all the way up this time. And we will march it out. Okay, we're going to work behind the chair for a little while. I like to go sideways. I'm a little sideways. Okay. So, all right. Behind the chair, you can use the chair for balance. We're going to rock through the foot here, come up onto the balls of the feet, lower down, bring the booty back slightly, come up onto the heels so that your toes are lifted. Rock forward, come up onto the balls of the feet, and back. Do just a couple more of those. Okay, we're going to inhale both arms up. Take a tiny back bend at the top if you like. So this is a lumbar kind of back bend here, but we're keeping the chest open. So your thoracic spine is also a little bit bent backwards here. And then we're going to exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair, step back into your downward facing dog. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to with a long straight back. So the long straight line from your hips to your hands. You can kind of wiggle side to side. I encourage wiggling. I encourage any kind of movement that you need. And maybe you find out that if you are kind of having one hip a little bit more in front of the other, maybe that gives you a little stretch. Maybe it feels more balanced. On your inhale, you're going to on your inhale, you're going to look up towards your chair. And on your exhale, you'll step the right foot forward. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. You're bringing that left back of the left thigh up towards the ceiling. You can sweep both arms up if you like, if you feel balanced enough. And the belly is engaged. So it's a stretch on the hip flexors on the left-hand side. Weightlifting for the right leg. Big inhale here, get up really tall. Exhale, place the hands on the back of the chair and step that right foot back to meet the left. Bend the knees as much as needed. We're going to inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step the left foot as far forward as you can. And you can sweep the arms up if you're balanced. So you're on the ball of the right foot. Left foot is placed on the floor. Right leg is straight, left leg is bent. You can bring the arms up if you want. The arms are engaged to the point where if you had a basketball or something in your hands above your head, you want to hold it so that you don't drop it on your head. Big inhale here. Exhale, place the hands on the chair. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, the arms up. Tiny back bend if you want. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So we're bringing that belt buckle up as we bring our hands to the heart. Cool. Inhale, the arms up. Tiny back bend if you want. Exhale, place the hands on the chair, step back into your downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here so your knees can be as bent as you need. Inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step the right foot forward. So we're back into our crescent lunge here. And we'll take our right hand and we're gonna open up towards the right side of the room. So for me, it's the back. So I'm opening up my chest towards the right. If I feel balanced, I can float my left hand. So I'm taking a twist here. Trying to get my arms level. So that can be a little bit tricky. Tucking the belly in, engaging the core. I have the benefit of having a light behind me. So what it's doing is it's creating a shadow and I can see my shoulders. Trying to get them level here. Inhale, untwist, place the hands on the back of the chair, step back into your downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here in your down dog. We'll inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Same thing, crescent lunge, coming up, core engaged. We're gonna open the left hand out to the left. So you can stay here using the chair for balance, or you can start to float the right arm if that is comfortable for you. Balance and safety. So we're always working on balance, but we really need to be safe. Taking just a couple breaths here. Really nice. Everybody looks great. Another breath here. And then we'll untwist. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Back in our down dog. We'll inhale, look at the chair. Exhale, step both feet forward. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale the arms up, tiny back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pulling that belt buckle up. Okay, inhale the arms up, tiny back bend if you want. Exhale, pulling that belly in. We're going to step the right foot back and the heel will be down. So both feet are flat on the floor. If it's uncomfortable to be like this, you can bring your right foot out to the right. So we're not on a tightrope, we are on train tracks. So the feet are side by side, but the right foot is back and the heel is down. Pulling the belly in here, coming up to a tall spine. You can raise the arms again. So we're pressing. If we have one arm up or both arms up, we're imagining that we're holding something heavy over our head again. So our arms are yeah, really nice. Take an inhale here. Exhale, place the hands, step the right foot up. Okay, taking our mountain pose again, we're just gonna notice differences between the right and the left. And we'll inhale the arms up, tiny back bend. Exhale, place the hands, step the left foot back. Same thing. So the right knee is bent, left leg is straight. If you need a little bit more room, you step your left foot out to the left slightly. Stomach is engaged, core is engaged. Raise the arms up if you can. So even if you had one arm up and you're using the other one for balance, that arm that you have up is strong. And hopefully you kind of switch. whichever hand you use or arm you use for balance. Should have said something earlier. Sometimes I forget. Big inhale here. Exhale, place the hands, step that left foot up to meet the right. And we're back in our mountain pose. So we're pulling the floor apart. Belt buckle is lifted, shoulders are back and flat down your back. The chin, you can take your fist and stick it right on your collarbones. Rest your chin on your hand so that your, well, basically where my bun is the highest point. Maybe a little bit, yeah, pretty much where the front of my bun is on my head here. You can bring the arms out to the side. And imagine that you can press your sacrum, your shoulders, and the back of your head into a wall. So you're that flat on the back side of the body. Good. Good. So from here, we're going to inhale and we're going to bring the arms up as we sit back slightly. So start to come like this. So this is our chair pose. And we're going to exhale, bring the arms down at our side as we straighten our legs. So we inhale, raise the arms and sit. Exhale, bring the arms down and stand. So we'll just do, let's do it 4 more times. So we're going to inhale and we sit. So you spine long and then exhale back up. And don't dump your head on the floor like I just did. I was leaning my head way forward and not keeping it as an extension of my spine. Good. And then come back to your mountain pose. Come around in front of our chair. And you can, if you've already been in my classes, what all my people Zooming right now have been, you can take any variation of the squat. Another little challenge here, if you want, is to do the chair pose with your feet either together or slightly apart. And we're going to bend one knee more. So you come up onto the ball of one foot. So it's one knee is more bent. And you can come up and down. So one knee bends more and you're just bending. So you're basically weightlifting more on one leg than the other. So let's do that. So you can do what we've always done, or you can try this. Keeping your head still in line with your spine, and let's go. So you come down and up if you want. And then you can even stay kind of in your chair pose and just bend each leg a little bit more. Nice. Good. And then we'll find our way all the way back into the chair. Whew. Can feel that in the glutes a bit more. All right, we'll extend the right leg and point and flex. Point and flex the foot. Keeping that tall spine. Gosh, having the mirror on the side here is really, really helpful because I'm like, whoo, here I am slouching again. One of the things that bothers me about live classes, like at the center, is I can't see myself at all. And I'm like, I'm just assuming that I'm giving the cues and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we'll take the bottom of the foot towards the midline and away. You know, I was doing, when I first started kind of doing and teaching yoga, I was like, oh, look at my plank, look at my down dog. And then Ben's like, you're like all rounded. You're not doing that right. And it's like, oh my God, that's a little unnerving. So we're gonna inhale, raise the leg up. The foot is flexed. It's kind of like we did earlier with in our flow there. And then we'll lower it down, keeping the tall spine. Boy, just lost it again. Raise and lower. And then we're raising and we're gonna hold for a moment and then we're gonna lower it down. So you can bring the toes under. You can bring the foot back, so you're stretching the top of the ankle. You can do both. Do one, then the other. And then we're finally gonna end up with the leg back. So I turn to the side because it's a little bit more deadly, I think. This chair wants to. I'm just gonna have to break down and get a different chair because this one here, I complain about it at least every other class. So we're bringing that hip, we're opening that hip flexor here. And then we'll bring that leg forward again. We'll pick it up, give it a squeeze. You can rock the baby. Now, if you can't reach your knee, you know, if that's too hard, you can take a cloth of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a washcloth, and that really gave me a lot of room. You can take your foot like this and rock, trying to keep that tall spine still. I just look over and I'm bent like a macaroni. The ankle over the knee or ankle to ankle, somewhere in between, using a block or a bolster or cushion or ottoman or pet, whatever. Sitting up tall here, so you can stay here or you can start to hinge forward with that tall spine, whatever works for you. And try not to lose your head. So you're keeping that head in the alignment with your neck and spine. Yeah. Not noodling the head down. I've noticed, especially keeping my hair in a bun, which is basically the only way that I'm not like eating my hair or, you know, getting in my eyeballs or, you know, it's gotten to the length where it's actually getting stuck in my armpits because it's like whipping around and it's stuck under my arm and, you know, it's just a nightmare. But I love the long hair. It's just also really annoying. But I've noticed since I keep it in a bun that how much heavier my head feels. So when I put my head forward, you know, I have to be a little bit more aware of the fact that, you know, I'm putting all this extra weight, kind of my center of hair gravity, I guess, is up so much higher. And then I lean forward and it's just, you know, that much more weight I'm putting on my neck and straining. So when I tilt my head down, I can actually feel it in my low back. Long hair problems, hashtag. No, just kidding. You can come up tall again. You can cross at the knee or ankle, sitting up tall. And so I say sitting up tall, and then I say sitting up tall, and then I say it again and again and again and again. But this is all reminders for me because, as I said, I always want to slouch. We're going to twist to the right. We can hold here for a couple breaths. You can use the outside of your shin, or not your shin, your forearm onto your thigh to help with that twist to the right. But we're not pulling ourselves around. We're not cranking anything. We're not forcing anything. And then we'll twist to the left, keeping the legs the same. And then we'll untwist, uncross the legs, and we will go with the other foot now. So we're point and flex. Now, pretty much most of this leg stuff that we did, a lot of the stuff that we did in this class, you can actually do in bed. And You can do it, before you get up in the morning, before you get out of bed. Bottom of the foot towards the midline and away. The rain is picking up here. And then sitting up tall again, we're going to raise that flexed foot. The leg is straight and lower. And raise and lower. And then we'll raise, we'll hold it for a breath here. And then lower it down. We bring the toes back, tucking them under. You can bring the foot back to stretch the front of the ankle. You can even bring the leg back to get into the hip flexors here on the left side or the other side, depending on what side you did already. And then we'll bring ourselves back to center. We will pick the knee up, give it a squeeze, and rock that knee. Staying up tall on the spine. And bring the knee out to the side and hold the foot. And rock. We'll eventually place the ankle over the knee or ankle to ankle with the top foot flexed. Sitting up tall, you can stay here or you can hinge forward slightly. We're adding compression to the hip, and now you want to kind of have an equal compression from what you had on the first side. Now I'm much more open on my left side, so I try not to go as far. I don't want to overstretch this side because it is easier. Keeping the head in line for the spine. Come back up, cross at the knee or ankle. Again, sitting up tall, and we'll twist to the right. Using your hands, if you need to, just to kind of hold yourself there, but we're not pulling, forcing. Keeping the head in line with the spine. I'll get one of those halos, I think, like for people with broken necks. And then we'll untwist and twist to the other side here. And then we'll untwist. We'll do a little bit more with the core before we go to our hands. Okay, so kind of scooching towards the edge of the chair, keeping the back tall. So I'm going to go to the side just so you can see me, see what I'm doing. So tall spine. Coming to the edge of the chair, you're going to start to lean back. taking care not to like just round and lean back, because there's no core effort here. This is just me watching TV, really. Keeping the spine tall, bringing the shoulders back. So you're going to lean back towards the back of your chair without rounding through the lower back or any of the back, really, and then come up. You also have, you can use your arms to be kind of cantilever here. You can come up onto the toes. So the arms are reaching out in front to kind of offset some of the pressure and weight here. You can come up onto the toes here. You can lift the feet. I don't really have the right chair for that, but if you want to lift the feet, you can put your feet on a block. So I'm going to cheat and press it on my countertop, but you can't see that because my countertop is out of camera. So I could just be a magician here. So you can have them out in front, you can lift them, you can extend them. So all options. Yeah, I see some feet in the air. Good job. So you do a couple of, yeah. Here, woo, here's the feet. Good job, good. And then give yourself a little break, come back up to center. And my chair is stuck. We'll circle. Kind of circle the whole upper body. And then switch directions. I like to kind of press onto my core here, just on either side of my belly button. I stick my fingers there, and I can actually, even underneath all this pasta, all these carbs, I can feel my core working. So it's kind of like a little reminder that, you know, you just have to dig a little bit deeper for the muscles, but they're there. I notice, it's neat to notice your muscles engaging. So you'll come back to center. I'm going to move up. We'll work on our hands. I like to be able to see your beautiful faces. So again, working on staying up tall, keeping the chin in. So seated, it's like, whoo, the chin in. Okay. Keeping it in, shoulders back and down, and then we'll tap. There's this girl in my high school that had the most incredible posture I've ever seen in my whole life. She kind of reminds me of a cross between Audrey Hepburn and Anne Hathaway. And she still looks like that. And just gorgeous. But her posture, I think, is part of the reason why she looks like that, because she's so like elegant looking. I've never been elegant. Bring the heels of the hands together. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I think, I don't know. My posture's never been great. I don't ever remember anybody being like, hey, sit up tall, ever. Shoulders back. But clearly someone at her house, because she would sit at her desk at school and just be completely bolt upright. It was amazing. Then the bottoms of the thumbs. Actually, now saying that, I know somebody else that has rods in her back from scoliosis, and she has that same posture. So maybe I was envying something that she couldn't help. I don't know. But anyway, so the tall spine and the beautiful posture is something that definitely takes practice and a lot of work. Palm flat, punch into the palm. I was giving a riding lesson, and the girl I was talking to, I was like, you know, you look a lot taller. when your posture is, you know, when you're sitting up straight. And she's like, oh my God, I look taller. And she's like sitting up super tall riding, and her legs were nice and long. Switch. And I just noticed I like hang my head to the side. Why do we do that? Why do we do things like that? Right? Who knows? The backs of the hands. The last yoga studio I practiced in, they had mirrors along one side. And once I got over the fact that looking at myself once in a while, it was really nice that you could see your alignment. And I noticed that I would kind of dangle my head a lot, and the teacher would correct that. So the next side, when I did it again, and then we'll switch. And then interlace. Hold and switch. Go again. The thumb and forefinger webbing here. And then switch. I see periodic like. Okay, take your hands filled with prana, chi, life force, energy, heat, whatever. And place them on a body part that is challenging to you, wherever that may be. And you can close your eyes or take a soft gaze, and we're sending love, energy, awareness, what have you, to those spots or spots. And we can slowly remove our hands. We can sit back in our chair and we'll place our hands on our heart or in our lap. We'll take a moment to, back of the chair is cold. Take a moment to call into your mind any kind of affirmation that you said at the beginning of class, or any intention that you had, or dedication that you have. Or if you want to do something different than what you did in the beginning, you can do that. Maybe think of something that you're grateful for. The attitude of gratitude is super powerful. You know, it's probably one of those things that we all have in our toolbox that we forget we have. Well, at least that's the case for me sometimes. And you know, just changing my attitude and thinking about things that I'm grateful for, you know, just turns my day around. Sometimes it makes me feel a little guilty too, because I forget to be grateful, and I have a lot to be grateful for, as do many of us. I would probably say most of us. You know, you think, you know, well, my internet is slow. And then you can think, well, I have electricity. I do have some internet. You know, I can communicate with my outside world. I can order pizza online. I can send a funny meme to somebody. You know, I can do some things. You know, oh, you know, I'm a little overweight. Yeah, you know, but I have food on my plate every day, every meal. Apparently, I have too much food. um, you know, thinking about the things that you're grateful for instead of focusing on the negative. And again, just like it comes to sitting up tall, I'm speaking to myself here too. So I thank you for joining me. We'll thank ourselves for showing up and practicing together. And may we all feel loved, grateful, and connected. And may we have the strength and courage to overcome any obstacles before us. From my heart to your heart, peace and namaste.